Hi there, today we're diving into the world of organizing and we're going to debunk 10 common myths that might be holding you back from achieving an organized and stress-free life. So let's get started. Okay, the first myth, let's get this out of the way, is that decluttering means you have to throw everything away, and that's just not true. Decluttering involves making conscious decisions on what you want to keep, what you want to donate, and what you want to give away to friends, and maybe even things that you need to toss. I often guide people on how to assess the value of their possessions, how to deal with sentimental items and gifts that people give you, or duplicates, all of that good stuff, but it's all about finding the right balance for your lifestyle. I will say you should let go of things that you don't love, you don't need, and you don't want because they're just sitting around collecting dust. Okay, the second myth is that decluttering is all about minimalism, and that's just not true. While minimalism is a chosen lifestyle for some, it's not for everyone, and it is popular, but it doesn't mean that you have to declutter and get rid of everything in your home. Create a space that suits you and meets your preferences, and don't worry about what other people are doing by any means. You need to make sure that if you want things out on your counters and you want to be able to display the things you love, do it. If you want to have a very minimalist approach and you just want to have a very clean and clutter-free environment, more power to you. Do what suits you. You don't have to be a minimalist by any means to declutter. Okay, the third myth is that decluttering requires you take an entire weekend to tear everything out and go through it, and that's just not true. It can be time consuming and sometimes challenging, especially if you've accumulated a lot of stuff over time. I personally take a long time to go through things like pictures and kids' artwork, but I really found the rest of the household items can be easy to get through if you break it up into small chunks. I like to guide people to do one shelf at a time or to do one cabinet at a time, and you'll learn over time that patience is key, but you will see that you are making a lot of progress when you start stacking up each of these shelves day after day. It's going to be amazing what you can accomplish. Okay, here's one myth that a lot of people believe, and this is what leads to clutter coming back, is that decluttering is a one-time task. Nope, it's not true. It's an ongoing process. Once you've tackled a large purge, you need to make sure that you revisit the space regularly to make sure that the space is maintained. And it's not a lot of work. Every once in a while, I'll go back and revisit a closet or a shelf that I've organized or a pantry, tidy things up, see if the organization's working. Maybe you need to tweak it a little bit, but in general, you need to make sure that you put processes in place so that you go back and revisit these things. Here on YouTube, and also on social media, I share tips and tricks on how to develop the habits to tidy up and organize to ensure your space remains clutter-free. Okay, myth number 5 is that decluttering is only about our physical possessions, and that is not true. So that again is wrong. Decluttering extends beyond our physical stuff, and it applies to all of our digital files. So our phones, our contact lists, the files we store on our phones, our photos, the files we store on our laptops, our computers. Even just the other day, I sat and decluttered. I went through and deleted a bunch of apps on our smart TV because we were constantly scrolling through these apps we never even use. So I sat there and deleted it. That's decluttering. Don't think that decluttering is just about the physical stuff. You need to make sure that you're staying on top of even the electronic and digital items. Okay, I hope you hear me on this one because this is a myth I hear a lot, is that organizing requires expensive storage solutions, and that is just false. While fancy storage containers can be appealing, organizing is more about decluttering and sorting your belongings and finding creative solutions that suit your budget. You can shop at thrift stores, garage sales, dollar stores, home stores like Target and other stores like that. And don't underestimate how you can repurpose things from home. I do that all the time. I reuse my containers that I may be done with and I move it to a different solution within my own home. Don't underestimate how repurposing items and shopping deals can help transform your space without breaking the bank. Okay, myth number 7 is that organizing is a one-size-fits-all approach, and that's just not true. Organizing is highly personal and should be tailored to suit your needs and your lifestyle. Everyone has a different organization style and approach that resonates with us, whether it's minimalist, maximalist, or somewhere in between. We should never design spaces in our homes to suit others. I know there's a lot of, Pinterest pictures and things on social media, and by all means be inspired by those, but make sure that when you apply things in your home that you do things that suit you and that you enjoy. Pick the colors you want, pick the bins you want, do anything that you want. Your goal should just be to be organized, clutter-free, and just make sure your home is functional and peaceful. That's all that matters. Okay, myth number 8 is something I touched upon a little bit, but that organizing is time-consuming and an overwhelming task, and that's not necessarily true. While organizing can take time, I'm not gonna lie to you, it takes time to go through your home. It doesn't have to be overwhelming. You need to look at it as a journey that sometimes takes time. It should be traveled one room at a time, one shelf at a time. Once you get through all those pieces, that it wasn't as overwhelming as you thought it was going to be. Myth number 9 is that organizing is a one-time effort, and that is a big misconception. Organizing is ongoing and you have to maintain it. If you organize, say, your spices, maybe once a month or once every couple months, you'll have to go back, re-look at it, maybe make sure all the labels are showing, and you'll have to look and see which ones need to be refilled, and you have to put something on your grocery list. But that is that's in a sense making a system. You're creating a system to go back and make sure it stays organized, making sure that your spices are filled and that when you go to cook, you have what you need. The same is true with, say, a pantry. Now, a food pantry is something that is visited on a daily basis, ongoing throughout the day. A pantry will need a system of going through and making sure that it's organized on a very regular basis. So I'll go through mine every couple days. I'll just go through, make sure things are where they belong. If something's out of place, I'll put it where it goes. And I also keep an eye on what we're running low on. But where the spices you might have to look at every couple months. My pantry, I almost look at daily, if not every other day. It's never a once and done kind of thing. You always have to maintain it, but it's small bits of time to make sure that the space is how you want it to be and that it's filled and ready for you when you need it. Okay, I hope we can have a heart-to-heart about myth number 10 because this one's so important. Organizing does not mean being perfect and neat all the time. It is a myth if you think that people's homes look like what you see in the pictures. It's just not the case. It's about finding systems and methods that work for you and you're not striving for perfection. Let go of the pressure to have a flawless, tidy, organized home that's perfect. You need to define what perfect is for you. I can tell you as a professional organizer, my house can get untidy very quickly and I have to go back and I have to put things away or maybe mention to somebody they need to put something away. We have to all work at it, and there's never a time where it's picture perfect like you see in online magazines and YouTube. And again, I can tell you firsthand, we all have to work at it. It's just important that we have the systems and processes in place to get things back in order. And again, you define what having your home in order looks like, and it doesn't have to be picture perfect. Be kind to yourself and just put something in place that works for you where you find peace and function, and just strive to try to keep it that way. That's what matters the most. I hope going over these myths and busting them help you and that you're inspired, ready to tackle a small space in your home really soon. If you found this video helpful, please hit the like button and don't forget to subscribe for my channel so that you can get more tips on organizing, decluttering, and all of the good stuff about living in a peaceful and environment that works for you. So on the screen, you should see a video that goes over 23 things to get rid of in 2023. So check that out and get a jump start on your decluttering. I'll see you next time. Bye.